He hasn't won a race on an oval since his championship race in 2020. So if I'm Chase Elliott in that team, I'm not circling COTA, I'm circling Richmond, Martinsville, Talladega.
Hey race fans, welcome to another episode of Backseat Drivers post-Atlanta, and man, this is not your grandma's Atlanta anymore, and I do not have the grandma's crew here. I have Mama Smith and Bob Pockrass from Fox Sports. These two not going out of style anytime soon, but neither are the young guys when it comes to the NASCAR Cup Series. 11 straight winners under the age of 30. Bob, we're not calling AARP anytime soon, are we?
Well, I could, right? But as far as when you look at who's winning on the Cup Series, certainly not.
Mamba, what'd you think of Atlanta?
I mean, it was entertaining. I promised y'all it was going to be entertaining. I promised that. It was entertaining. And we have some new teams here that are showing up, and I'm here for it.
We're going to break it all down, everything you need to know from Atlanta, and to get you geared up for the week of Austin, because COTA's up next too. But first, let's talk Willie B. He was Mr. Consistency in 2021, and now he already has a win. Maybe locked into the NASCAR playoffs. I'm saying maybe because we saw another different winner for this season. But can William Byron make the championship four, Bob? I know that it's early, but let's predict it.
I say yes, because when I look at the three tracks in the semifinal round now, you have Vegas, and then Homestead, and then Martinsville. And I think he can win at any of those three. I mean, he won at Homestead last year. So I think the playoffs, kind of the new playoffs, really fit him well.
All right, Flames for the 24. Mamba?
I mean, Kenny, yes.
But
will he? I don't know. It's too early for me to. I'm not as confident.
You can't say I don't know.
But I don't know. I'm not as confident as Bob.
None of us know.
Well, that's why I'm going with I don't know. No, but like I will say this though. I talked to Rudy before the race on the grid, and I go, hey man, winning's contagious. And William went off and won at Hendrick Motor Speedway, and everyone, well, that's a late model race, and I'm telling you, as a confidence as a driver and what you're doing, if you go win, it just makes you feel better and you're a little lighter on your feet. So if he keeps running those short track races, they better watch out.
Yeah, winning ways contribute to some good moods over there. And I know the moods are strong for the 24 camp this week. They'll be taking it to the road course. But a team that is having a lot of solid weeks when it comes to the racetrack is Team Trackhouse. I'm not going to say who picked these guys to be good in Atlanta, but might have been Mamba over here. Ross Chastain gets a runner-up finish. So close to that win. Daniel Suarez has been close to a win as well. So is Team Trackhouse the team to beat when it comes to kind of the middle of the road teams? You want to start with this? I'll let you start.
Yeah, I mean, team to beat. 23-11's right there. So I'm not going to say it's head and shoulders, but I would say that they're a team to beat. Both of their cars are running really strong. Daniel Suarez and Ross Chastain have had opportunities to win almost all year, it feels like. So now that consistency, so you got to start really looking at them as someone you got to contend with. And everyone knows that the one car is going to do what's best for the one car, and he's going to make some moves at the end of the race that you're like, wow. But I'm pulling from it. I'm liking what I'm seeing at Trackhouse.
So you're going yes. They are the.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
They're above.
All right.
They're the guys.
All right, Bob, what about you?
I say yes. Look, they had two cars in the top 5 at Atlanta. And what I think when you look at Team Trackhouse, you have Suarez and Chastain, who are kind of working with the same groups that they worked with last year.
Right.
And for these guys, they haven't had a lot of those opportunities in their NASCAR career. So I really think that the consistency, even though you've got a new car, even though it's kind of, they're in a new shop, for Chastain, it's kind of a new team overall as far as owner, but his core group, they're still pretty much the same. So I think that's really helping.
They bet on the car. They're like, that team is here because that new car is coming. It got pushed back. And to see that them in 23-11, even Spire with Corey running in the top 5, like to see that gamble pay off, I think it's awesome.
Yeah, a lot of sponsorships brought into the sport too because of Team Trackhouse. Another team, I'm going to credit them for a lot of the sponsors coming into the sport, but 2311 and Kurt Busch. I'm giving you a kudos because back-to-back top fives for Kurt. Solid couple of weeks for him in that 45. All right, well, there's the plus side of things. There's always a downside when it comes to the sport, the highs and lows of racing. So let's look at the lows. Who's having a rough start to the season? We really could pick a handful of people, but Bob, who's having the worst start so far in 2022?
I think of two drivers. I think of Denny Hamlin and Harrison Burton. I mean, Denny 26th in points. You know, after a couple weeks, you're like, oh, they'll get it back. And you know, I was talking to one of their guys this weekend, and they're like, I'm like, do you look at how many points you're behind 16th? And they're like, no, we look at how many points we're behind first, because that's where we feel like we should be running. And I wonder, when will they start looking at 16th in points or that playoff cutoff? You can only say there's just next week for so long.
So you are saying it's not time to worry yet for the 11?
I would say it's not time to worry, but I think it's time to start looking at when is the time to worry.
Got it. All right, Mamba, your worst start to the season so far.
From an organization-wise, I think it's JGR. They just haven't been as fast and consistent as they really
So
you
basically
think
Denny.
they should be. You said that, not me. I still want some Jordans. I'm not gonna go too far, but you know, so I think they're gonna figure it out. But they're not there yet, like the other teams. And I switched up on you guys.
You did.
I switched up. I'm gonna go with the 42 actually of Ty Dillon, and I'm not gonna pick on the rook of Harrison Burton like brother Bob over here is. Sorry, Harrison. And Ty's team is new, but they just like even when they're good. It just seems like an accident or something finds them in a negative way. So I think they'll get going. And Jones has been fast, so they find speed there. They just got to finish it off.
What about with Joe Gibbs Racing? Is it time to worry yet?
I don't think it's time to worry because they got like perennial winners over there, but they definitely got to figure out how to change the balance. They're really trending in a like can't get it done way right now. So you got to fix that.
All right, well, I want to jump into a little bit of a points discussion. This was not on the rundown. Sorry, producers, but I'm getting into it anyways because if you look at the points right now, I'm a little surprised by what I'm seeing, especially at the top. I guess, like Mamba and I were talking about earlier, you got to look at, you know, where they finish in a stage, all of the factors that go into how these are calculated. But at the top of the board, with no wins, Chase Elliott, sitting number 1 in the standings. Then you have Logano, Briscoe obviously has a win, William Byron now has a win, and Kurt Busch round out the top 5. Bob, what sticks out to you, though, when you're at least looking at like the top 16 in points?
I mean, what sticks out is Chase Elliott on top, because he's the one Hendrick driver without a win. So is he the top dog at Hendrick, or is he number 4 at Hendrick? I know you've had that discussion before with some others, and I don't. Where do you place Chase? I don't. It's kind of wild to see.
Mamba, what sticks out with you?
I mean, what sticks out to me is a couple guys. Kurt at 5.
Yeah.
Ross at 10th.
Yeah.
Daniel at 13th, and then Keselowski at 16th.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, Keselowski is actually technically like 17th because the win, Cindric is behind him, and the way we do the points, right? But those guys, those are all either new teams or new places, new faces, and they're showing up. And I love that. I think this car really benefits people that are aggressive, and all these guys are aggressive on the track.
Agreed.
And their crews have been aggressive in the garage, so I think it's working out for them.
There are already 5 spots claimed. I'm saying this because if we get more than 16, it obviously won't matter how many wins. Well, I guess it will matter how many wins, but it'll matter how many points you have. But yeah, interesting top 16 right now. Austin Cindric has a win, the very first win of the season. He's in 17th. Riddle me that. I don't know how we get that math. But anyways, all right, rapid response powered by 5-Hour Energy. This is short and sweet. So what grade would you give the Atlanta repave? This is the first time, what, Bob, 1996? What is it, 96?
96, 97.
Something. 90-something.
You were a child. Whenever you were
I know. So the first time we've seen any changes to Atlanta, and there were a lot of changes to Atlanta this weekend. So letter grade for you?
B.
Okay. Why?
I mean, B. I thought it was good. I'm not going to say it was. Well, I mean, it's new, right?
Right.
And it's in some ways you would give it an incomplete because it's going to, once it kind of cures and wears, it could be totally different. But I give it a B. You'd think it'd be a little bit smoother. They had to do some grinding and they still have some bumps. Some people say that's character, but I thought it'd be a little smoother. So I'd give it a B, and that might lead to the next rapid response.
Okay, Mamba, before we get to that one, letter grade.
I'm gonna actually, to your point where it was, I'm giving it a B plus to an A minus. Like, somehow we built in character to the racetrack. I don't know. I've never really, Bob, I don't think you've ever seen that. I don't really remember them ever repaving and it being so bumpy, but it was still a lot for the guys to handle. So, like, I enjoy that. If we could build character to the racetracks, hey, whatever. I'm here for that.
All right, I'm going to sit at an A, strictly for the entertainment factor. The fans were a packed house, which was really nice to see at Atlanta, so solid A for me. Well, Bob mentioned it, this next one, we added another super speedway package race. We didn't add a technically 2.5er to the schedule. We kept Atlanta a mile and a half, but we changed the package, which made it a completely different race field than what we're used to seeing in Atlanta. So, Mamba, should we add more super speedway packages to mile and a halves?
I hope not. I hope we don't. I like what we did here. And thank you to everyone who had a hand in that, because it was something different. It was entertaining. They've made a one of one. We have a couple one of one racetracks now. Let's keep this one of one and keep it special. I would love to see us go back to the regular mile and a half package in July, just to be because you can. It's the package, it's not the racetrack. So let's see what that looks like. Because why not? Because we can.
We can. Yeah, Bob.
I'm not sure about the speeds on that, but
It'll be cooking.
yeah. So that's kind of why I gave it a B, because my answer to this is no. I don't want others, and if I said A, then I'd be like, well, then
you'd want more.
Then you'd want more.
Yep.
So even Rick Hendrick said, all right, let's 6 super speedway races where you have potentially 30 or more drivers involved in an accident. Enough.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
We hit the money spot.
We did. It was an exciting Sunday, though, so kudos to Marcus Smith and that crowd over Atlanta for putting on a solid race. All right, another organization, we have him mentioned part of it for Ty Dillon with Mamba's pick of maybe not a great start to the season, but the other half of that, the 43 of Eric Jones, is looking strong. We've seen the 43 up front in a handful of races already, so will Petty GMS, I got that right. Will Petty GMS win this season, Mamba?
Yeah, I think so. I think Eric Jones is going to win a race. I think, I think they've
Which
shown.
one?
Which race?
Just give me like a type of racetrack.
I think it's going to be a mile and a half, because I feel like that's where he's shown the most speed. He was really fast at Vegas. We go back to Vegas, so like we can do it there. I have a lot of confidence in Eric. I feel like his swagger is kind of back from when he was ascending through Joe Gibbs, and I think he's ready to really take Petty and GMS to the next step, which is cool.
Yeah. All right, Bob, are they going to win?
No.
Oh.
No. I'm going to be
Negative.
I'm Debbie Downer on the Petty GMS, but it's nothing against Eric Jones. He's running well, but we've seen it too many times, especially like when something new is introduced, like the new car, where there's kind of even playing field to start, and then those with the deepest pockets and the most depth start to kind of increase the gap.
Yeah.
And so I'm just not sure that Petty GMS can keep up with the development that the Hendricks and the Gibbs and the Penske's are going to do.
I really thought he was going to say the Joneses there, but.
Keeping up with the Joneses.
That probably wouldn't have worked.
Yeah, I know, it wouldn't work, but I thought you were going to go with it.
I am also saying no for the same point as Bob. I think the cream ultimately rises to the top, and I think there are a lot of other teams that'll figure it out. Sorry, stop looking at me like that. Another guy who needs to figure it out, the 9 of Chase Elliott. He's the only the only driver at Hendrick that does not have a win so far this season. Hard to believe because he is top of the points, so does he really need to worry? But Bob, does he need to win at COTA? COTA's a road course. We know he's a road course ace. Is this one you have to circle for the 9?
No, I don't think so. I think you have to circle ovals because he hasn't won at an oval since he won the championship race in 2020.
Yeah,
and
let's
so
put emphasis on that.
he hasn't won a race on an oval since his championship race in 2020. Is that what you wanted?
Much better.
Okay,
Thank you.
so that's a lot of races, and So if I'm Chase Elliott and that team, I'm not circling COTA. I'm circling Richmond. I'm circling Martinsville. I'm circling Talladega. Bristol Dirt, I'm not going to count as an oval.
Okay.
Even though it's kind of an oval, but
It's definitely an
asphalt oval.
Yeah. Well, then it'd be a concrete oval, so then you're.
All right.
So,
Yeah.
you know.
All right, Mama, does the 9 need to win
Look,
it?
y'all are really busting on Chase. No, he's fine.
This coming from the guy that last year told me I picked the 9 too much.
You did, but that's besides the point. That was last year. This is 2022.
Okay, got it.
Okay, he's leading the points. Last year, didn't he make it to the Final Four?
He did.
He did.
But he won at Road America.
Yeah, but he made it to the Final Four without winning an oval.
Sure.
So it's fine. He just has to make it to the Final Four, and then he has to figure out Phoenix. he's got to win on an oval eventually.
Yeah.
And maybe not, because as long as he beats everyone else, right? So
True.
I think he's fine. He should be feeling confident. They're showing speed. They just haven't won. So I don't think he needs to win COTA. He should win COTA. He should go get that done. He
Yeah.
doesn't need to.
I am going to go with a solid yes, just for the sense of you're the only one at the organization that has not won. I'm just wondering what it's doing to the mental picture over there with the 9. Not just Chase, with Allen, with the whole rest of the team. You're watching everybody else in your organization win. I know they want one, so I'm just going to say yes, Dakota. All right, moving on. Backseat Bets presented by BetMGM. These are the head-to-head matchups. These are always so fun. And this week, the 4 that we have are pretty difficult. So I'm interested to see you guys' response for these. First one, 2 road course aces. We have the Dinger, ring the bell with AJ Allmendinger and Chase Elliott. Head-to-head, Bob, who you got?
AJ Allmendinger, he won the Indy Road Course last year. I think he has a great chance to win on Sunday.
All right, go for it.
AJ Allmendinger, for sure.
All right, well, I'm going to go with Chase Elliott just because of what I said earlier, but he might be my pick to win COTA, so I'm going with the 9. Don't tweet me. All right, next up, William Byron versus his teammate Kyle Larson, both with wins already this season. Mamba, who you got?
Oh, man. I think I'm going to – Larson's just been really good on the road courses.
Yeah, he has.
He just has when he drives them, he has a good flow to it, so I'm going with Larson, I
All
feel
right,
like.
with the 5, Bob, who you got?
Oh, I heard Byron's racing Hickory again on this weekend. So I'm going to go with him. All right, I don't know if he's racing Hickory this weekend, but I do know that there's something to be said about momentum. William Byron has momentum, and I'll go with William Byron.
So no hangover for the 24?
No.
No, okay. All right.
I was there last night.
2 teammates again, not the greatest start to the season. We've talked about the whole organization over there at Joe Gibbs Racing, but the 11 of Denny Hamlin and the 18 of Kyle Busch. Bob?
Denny Hamlin, I think that I just see a little bit more out of them for the potential of a rebound.
Got it. Mamba?
That's KB, Kyle Busch. I thought at the beginning of the year he'd have a good year. He hasn't had a very good year so far, but I trust in my decision.
All right. For the scorekeepers, I forgot to give mine. The one before, I'm going Larson, and then this one, I'm going Kyle Busch.
She's trying to sneak out, is what
Yeah,
she's trying
I
to do.
am trying to not have my score count. Last one. This one is a tough one for me, just because these 2 drivers are really good at road courses. One has more experience when it comes to the Cup Series and this next-gen car. He did a lot of testing, particularly one at COTA. Just circling that, reminding you guys before you make your pick. Austin Cindric versus Martin Truex Jr. Mamba? Okay, they both
Bob, go ahead.
wanted that one. Bob, you
Go ahead,
wanna go
Bob.
I go. I'm going to go with Austin Cindric.
Set me in the fence.
This car is kind of much like the IMSA road course cars. Austin has a lot of experience in those. I'd look at Austin.
Okay, Mamba?
MTJ. Yeah, I'm going very heavy against the guys I was talking
Yeah.
about, them struggling. It's time for them to get it together.
I think out of that camp, though, the 19 has showed the most speed.
Yeah,
For sure.
yeah.
All right, I'm going to go with the 2 of Austin Cindric. I said he would win on a road course. I think COTA might be it, guys. I think it might be it. But
So
he's not my pick to win.
He's going to have 2 wins? Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah,
You said,
I think
okay.
he has 2 wins by the end of the season.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. One's on a road course. All right. Time to make it weird in Austin if this wasn't weird enough for you. But we're going to head to COTA, which is one of the prettiest racetracks that I'm so excited to see these next-gen cars on this racetrack down there in Austin. And the race fans, I hope, will bring it. We saw a packed house last season, so should be pretty good for this Sunday's race. But let's get into victory lane. There can only be one standing at the end of the road course, and hopefully they're not as drenched as they were last season. No rain there in Austin. Bob, who you got? Guess first.
I'm going to go with the mid-pack team to beat that we talked about earlier, Team Trackhouse.
Whoa.
And I'm going to go with Suarez.
Whoa.
Daniel Suarez, good road course racer. Last week I said that I thought he was going to be the next first-time winner,
did.
so I should pick him.
Yeah, love it. Bob also picked Kurt Busch last week, and I don't know if you guys are keeping score at home, but he had a top 5, so maybe
Yeah,
listen to Bob. He did win.
I'm looking
I got
at you.
you. I got
I'm
you,
looking
Bob.
at you
I got you, Bob.
because
I'm going-
my guy finishes third, and yet
Yeah,
still get beat.
Yeah.
Yeah, still got beat. I mean, I picked Trackhouse last week. I'm on a
Chastain.
good. Yeah, I picked Chastain. So
me too.
I'm having a good little. I feel good about this. AJ Allmendinger with colleague. I think that they put a lot of effort into their road course stuff, and Justin Haley's a good road course racer too. So they have 2 really good bullets, and also, when AJ wins, it's just a fun win for everybody. No one gets more hyped up than AJ. And
Yeah, they do. Chris Rice.
Chris Rice is the only one that beats him out. And I think their Xfinity stuff has been like okay, and I think this might be a good shot in the arm to get them rolling in the right direction.
Both good picks. They finished 2 and 3. So you might want to listen to the backseat drivers here. I'm just saying, giving my guys some credit.
Insider information, Bob. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't know about insider, but we.
Yeah, always on point. I'm going to go with the 9 of Chase Elliott to win at COTA. I think it's time. The 9 needs to show up. He has a lot of testing laps on COTA.
Okay.
9.
But okay, so you say he needs to win an oval though. So which oval do you think he's gonna win on?
Huh. I don't know. I would maybe go Charlotte, but that's such a long race that I don't know.
Okay. Bob said Charlotte the other week because he's so good at the Volvo. He ran the 600.
That's true. We don't know where
You
Chase
see?
is gonna
I'm glad you're listening to me, Alex.
Always. All right, well, it's time for COTA. We're heading back for the second time the NASCAR Cup Series has raced at this racetrack down in Austin. We're turning right and left this weekend. You're not going to want to miss it. Make sure and tune in to that race for the NASCAR Cup Series at 3:30 p.m. on Sunday. That'll be coming to you right there on Fox. And we'll see you right back here next week in the backseat. Enjoy Austin. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel for more clips, highlights, and full-length episodes. Also, check out NASCAR.com to stay up to date with all the latest news.